Hello everyone and welcome to a new episode of The Bug Warrior. Today I'm presenting what I believe is the first ever accurate size comparison of Diablo 4 bosses. To do this properly, we needed a reliable scale inside the game. So let me quickly explain how we measured everything. It all started with a Paladin, which we figured is around 6 feet tall. How did we come up with this number? Well, the tallest class is the Barbarian and Druid according to many sources. They are supposedly 7 feet tall. Then we have the Necromancer, who is slightly shorter at around 6 feet 2 inches. And the Sorcerer and the Paladin are shorter at around 6 feet. Then we created this sort of crazy ruler that has multiple Paladins, as you can see, to quickly measure every other monster in the game. Some bosses are measured head to toe, others head to tail, and a few with wings fully extended, because that's how we actually perceive their size in combat. So here is the list, we hope you enjoy. We begin with Uribar, which was after all human, a tall human, at 8 feet or 2.4 meters. Next we have Varshan at 10 feet or 3 meters. Varshan was also human, but since Lilith corrupted him, he abandoned his human form and became as we know him today. Next we have Bartok, who also was human. He used to be a legendary sorcerer that was part of the Visgeri clan, but later he resurfaced as a demon. That is why he's taller at 12 feet or 3.7 meters. Next we have Lilith in her hatred version, and she is 14 feet or 4.26 meters without taking into consideration her wings. Since she can raise them, we only measure her head to toes. Next we have mini Belial, who is also 14 feet or 4.26 meters, so the same as Lilith, as you can see. Next we have the Beastie Nice at 16 feet or 4.8 meters, which is the same as a giraffe or a basketball hoop. Next we have Lordseer at 19 feet or 5.7 meters, so he's basically taller than a highway overpass, which is wild for a single creature. Next we have Andariel and Grigor at 20 feet or 6.09 meters. We continue the list with Duriel at 22 feet or 6.70 meters. Next we have Astaroth riding the Amalgam at 26 feet or 7 meters. We wanted to measure them together for this list. We continue the list and now things will get bigger. Here we have Lilith now in its Mother of Mankind version at 30 feet or 9.1 meters. You can notice how big she is when we fight her as the screen zooms out. Next we have the Wandering Death, which is the first world boss in this list at 38 feet long or 11.58 meters. Basically he's longer than a standard school boss. Next, the last of the lair bosses, which is the Harbinger of Hatred, also known as Mephisto's dog. We were shocked by this one because from head to tail he measures around 42 feet or 12.8 meters long. This guy is massive and in game he's also super fast, so a foe that for sure is truly scary. Next we have Azmodan, the latest of the world bosses, at 48 feet long or 14.6 meters. Next we have another world boss, this time is Avarice at 64 foot long or 19.5 meters. In game we can see how massive he is when slayed as his hammer drops to the ground. If you stand next to it, you will notice how small you really are. Okay, there are only 2 bosses left. The runner-up is Belial, who is 90 feet or 30 yards, which is just insane. I never thought Belial would be this big, but the reason why we never appreciate how big he is because he doesn't fit on screen while we play the game. When he opens his arms, he's exactly 90 feet, which is just crazy. To measure him, we actually had to record footage of his echo when farming Azmodan at Hawazar, since there we are not restricted by the screen. And as you can see, even Azmodan looks small when compared. Last but not least, the winner is Ashava at an amazing 144 feet or 48 yards when he opens his wings. That's nearly half the length of a football field or half the length of a soccer field. And that is the problem, we never get to see how big Ashava is because even when we fight him as a world boss, when Ashava swipes, that single arm covers your entire screen. In fact, it doesn't even fit and that is just a single arm. So by calculating the size of one and multiplying by 2, we were able to calculate how big he is if he would open both of his wings. So for sure, if Ashava would extend himself when fighting us, we wouldn't see him completely on screen. That is why we believe when we fight Ashava, we see this animation because otherwise he wouldn't fit on screen. So there you have it. What do you think of the list? Of course, these are our calculations. There might be some room for mistakes, but at least this should give you an idea of how massive the demons we fight in Sanctuary really are. If you are curious as to why we started doing this ranking, well, it happened because of the latest cinematic with Mephisto and the Paladin. We can't tell exactly at the moment how big Mephisto will be, but based on that cinematic, he will be by far the biggest enemy in the game. As always, please let us know your thoughts in the comments. We reached the end of the video. Thank you very much for watching. If you made it this far and found the video interesting or useful, please consider to share, like, comment or subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.